Hi everyone, my name is Zack, and this is another Yoga with Zack practice. Today is Wednesday, June 21st, 2023, and today is a very special day to practice yoga because today is International Yoga Day, a day when all of the yogis all over the world get together and they celebrate movement and breath, but also this year the theme is humanity. When we think about humanity, we think about reaching out into the world with love and compassion and understanding and forgiveness. So those are all the things that we are going to work into our practice today. It's a shorter practice today. We're going to find a lot of flow and breath and movement. And whether today on this International Yoga Day is your first time ever practicing yoga, or you've been practicing for years, there's a lot of power around the world when we unify with our movement, our breath, and our love for all humanity. So find a comfortable spot on your mat. If you don't have a mat, any carpet space works well. Maybe you're in the grass outside. And let's practice some yoga. All yogis from all over the world, all practicing today. So what a blessing to be with you right now. So find that comfortable seat. I invite you to close your eyes. I invite you to deepen your breath. Just let go of that outside world for now. Part of humanity and loving humanity involves first loving ourselves. So we're filling up our cup here today as we practice until it eventually overflows, and then we can pour all that out into the world around us. So I'm just going to read you a couple things about ways we can show our love for humanity. So maybe one of these resonates with you and you take this into your practice today. The first one, always look for the good in people. Focus on people's potentials. Simply choose to love. Treat everyone as equals. Spoke about this one before. Love yourself. Love everyone as you would your brothers and sisters, because we are brothers and sisters in humanity. Simply forgive. Show compassion. Give back to the community. Don't just simply keep the gifts and blessings you've been given and hoard them. It's time to pour those out into the world. And a very simple one, number 10, smile even to strangers. Just something as simple as a smile can bring so much joy to people. It might cause someone to smile that wasn't even thinking about doing it. They might have been having a rough day, really rough stretch. But your smile can go so far in showing love for humanity. So let's take one of those. Begin to breathe in and out, full deep belly breaths. Lower belly expanding out with the inhale. Coming back towards the spine with the exhale. If you're newer to yoga, it's natural to get distracted, for our mind to wander. We can always bring our attention back to this moment and back to this breath. As we open, begin to roll your shoulders a few times, up, back, and down from the ears. Releasing any tension in the shoulders, the upper back, and tension in the neck. Shoulders drop. Drop your chin down to the chest. Head falls, hanging heavy. Allow the mouth to open up wide as well. Soft face, forehead, temples, cheekbones, jaw. Taking a moment to be here with all of the yogis all over the world practicing yoga on International Yoga Day. With breath, with movement, with love, with compassion for all humanity. Head lifts up. Left ear can drop towards the left shoulder. If we like, left hand, gentle placement on top of the head. Right shoulder pulls down. Then all that length through the right side of the neck. Left hand can fall if it was on the head. And then right ear drops towards right shoulder. Maybe right hand, again, assists in that stretch. a little bit of a weight, never pulling, craning on the head or neck. Eyes open or closed. Pulling the left shoulder down. And then release that hand. Head comes back up, eyes float open. Deep inhale, sweep out, lift up, big reach to the sky, palms touch. Exhale, hands lower heart center. Make sure you give me that smile throughout our practice. Inhale, lift up. Slight glance skyward, palms touch. Hands lower heart center. One more time, sweep out, lift up, palms touch. And then hands lower heart center. Leaning back, rocking back, switching the cross of our legs, leg on top. Or it's completely fine if it's in front. It just changes how we open up through the glutes and the hips. Shoulders roll back and down to reset. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop over towards the right knee. Sweep the body forward and through the left knee. And then inhale, lift back up. Continue in that same direction. Warming up through our lower back, through the hips, the glutes, the spine. It's all about movement that feels good to you. We're all unique. We're all individual in our practice. And that's what makes International Yoga Day so special. If you think of all the millions of people around the world practicing yoga, not one will look the same. And back to center, shoulders roll back and down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, drop over towards the left knee. Sweep the body forward and through. So you find that movement. Find your personality, your uniqueness throughout this practice. Got this great outdoor spot close to my home for a practice today. Pavilion, beautiful woods, birds chirping in the background. And then lift back up. We're going to take our legs long in front of us in staff pose. Walking the hips back several times left and right. Pull the shoulders back. Press the backs of the legs into the mat. And then hands gently rest under the shoulders. Loose arms, elbows as we gaze forward. Making that L shape with our bodies. We can always sit up on a block, on a bigger book. If our hips are a little tighter, keep pulling the toes back towards the shins. Inhale, reach up, big reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. So we can grab for our thighs, our calves and shins, our feet. We can use a strap, a towel, a tie as a strap. We just keep walking the hips back and forth, left and right, left and right. Inhale, pull forward, chin towards the toes. And then exhale, allow the spine to round. Inhale, look forward, pull forward, chin towards the toes. Exhale, round down. One more time, look forward, pull forward. Exhale, spine rounds, hands drop either side of the legs, palms up. Maybe tucking them underneath the calves. Natural to have a little pop up of the knees. And then let the body hang. Not a single muscle, tense, tight, engage. Gravity working with us to allow the body to drop and release. From here we slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. We find that staff pose one more time. Pull the shoulders back, root through the back side of the legs and the glutes. And then begin to walk the heels in slightly as we find boat pose. So heels to the mat, toes pulling back towards shins. Hands can be on the thighs, behind the hamstrings for support. You might choose to lift one arm or both. And then maybe lifting one heel or both heels. If we'd like, we can go a little bit longer right here. But for today, I'm just feeling this bent leg boat pose, so I'm just going to stick with that today. Couple of rounds of breath and movement in boat. Inhale, sweep up, lift up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands lower heart center. Inhale, sweep out, lift up, big touch, palms touch. Hands lower heart center. One more time, sweep out, lift up. Slowly this time, even more slowly than before, lowering the hands back to heart center. Crossing the legs, and then bringing our hands forward, legs back behind us, all fours, hands and knees. First time here, so just a little shift to the hip side to side. Form-wise, we're stacking wrist, elbow, shoulder, knee with our hip. Continuing that movement we started earlier in our practice when we were seated. Deep inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, cat. Chin drops down towards the chest. Head falls heavy. Middle vertebrae pulls up towards the sky. Inhale, cow. Chest opens up to the earth. Slight gaze forward and up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And continue to move with your breath on your own. Cat-cow flow. Breath. Guiding that movement. Several times through. And also on International Yoga Day, or any day for that matter, is a great time. We can decluttering the mind, letting go of all of those busy, anxious thoughts. When we do that, it allows the mind to heal. And then when we allow the mind to heal, the body follows suit and finds its own healing process, as well as the emotions and the soul. One more time, cat and cow. And then back to neutral spine. Each hand walks one hand space step forward, so towards the front of the mat. We step back, the toes into the mat, pushing back through the heels in plank. Perfectly fine to have a kneeling plank, knees tops of feet to the mat. And a slight tilt forward. Soft gaze looking down in between the hands, protecting the head, neck, and spine. Deep inhale and plank. Exhale, hips shift back and up. Downward facing dog. Ears hang heavy in between the biceps, pressing the mat away from us in front, giving a little extra squeeze through the thumb and forefinger of each hand, taking that pressure off of the wrist. And any time during our practice today, we can find down dog. If we need more of a rest, loving ourselves, we can also come to a child's pose, allowing the hips to sink back towards the heels. But for right now, down dog if that works for you. Otherwise, perfectly fine to be in child's pose. Inhale, float forward to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga, elbows in tight. We can be on the knees as well. Inhale, cobra. Belly button to the mat. Shoulders pull back. Or we can lengthen through the arms. Upward facing dog. So we can either hold right here in cobra or up dog. Toes flip, hips lift back and up down dog. Floating forward to plank. Lower down chaturanga. Cobra through up dog. Toes flip down dog. Let's do this a few more times on our own. So this is the half series of our full sun salutations. The floor portion, eventually we'll come to our practice. We'll do the full sun salutation series. Starting in mountain and coming all the way through down to the mats on the earth. One more time through. And then toes flip, hips lift back and up, down dog. Walking the feet forward to the top of the mat. Body hangs heavy, forward fold. Walking the hips, the knees left and right. Allowing the upper body, the arms, the fingers to sway side to side. Heavy head. Back to center. Inhale, flat back half lift. Shoulders, scapula retract. Exhale, lower down. Reverse swan dive, sweep out, lift up. Big reach to the sky. Palms touch. Exhale, hands lower, heart center. In mountain pose, palms facing forward. Feels good, we can sway the hips. Find a little bit of a grounding through the feet. We draw up that love, that energy from the earth. And that's how we begin to fill our cup. Give each toe a squeeze into the mat. Finding our upper part of our flow. Inhale, sweep out, lift up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, chest leading the way. Hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, lower down, reverse swan dive, sweep out, lift up. Exhale, little back bend, squeeze through the glutes. Inhale, lift up, swan dive, forward fold. Hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, lower down. Reverse swan dive. Exhale, back bend. One more time through. Half lift, hands to shins. Lower down, reverse swan dive. Sweep out, lift up. Little mini back bend. Then palms touch. Hands lower back to heart center. Arms drop to her side, palms facing forward, mountain pose. Deep breath in and deep breath out. We're being shifting the weight over to the left leg and foot for balance and tree. Right sole of foot, ankle joint, calf, or above the knee. Finding where we need to be here today. Arms can be down, hands at heart center, or lifting up through those fingertips. I've got long arms, I know mine are off the screen. Just picture them reaching up towards the sky. And make sure we give that smile, that love, that compassion to all humanity. Think of our tree rooting in each of those components. Bringing the energy up into us, heart, mind, body, and soul. Then redepositing it into the world for everyone to have access to. Palms touch, hands lower heart center. Release the top leg, shake out standing. And then shift weight over to the right leg and foot for balance and tree. Each side might look a little different. So no competition, no judgment, no expectations. Everyone just playing their own unique part. And then choose your hand-arm position, maybe this time palms touch, we drop the thumbs back, raising the back of the neck, and elbows lifting up to the sky. So exhale, that helps us balance, that grounds us into that standing leg. We had the thumbs drop, we lift back up, hands lower heart center. Release the top leg, shake out the standing leg, and then come back to the top of your mat. So begin to put those two flows together, the upper portion and the lower on the mat for full sun salutations. Inhale, sweep out, lift up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, lower down. Walk the feet or jump the feet back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga, elbows in tight. Cobra through up dog. And toes flip down dog. Feet forward to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Half lift. And lower, reverse swan dive. Sweep out, lift up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Half lift. And lower. Feet step back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Cobra through up dog. Toes flip down dog. We'll come through that two more times. Feet forward, top of mat. Half lift and lower. Big sweep up, lifting up towards the heavens. Exhale, cascading back down to the earth. Half lift and lower. Take your time coming back. Perfectly fine to drop to our knees as we exhale, lower down. Sweep up and through. Toes flip down dog, building up that heat, energy, fire as we step forward to the top of the mat. Half lift and lower. Reverse swan dive. Let's take a little slower swan dive this time, really accentuating that fall. Half lift and lower. Feet back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Cobra through up dog, and then this time dropping to the knees, allowing the hips to fall back towards the heels, forehead to the mat, child's pose. 3 deep rounds of breath here in child's pose. Breathing in and out. Deep full breath in, filling up the heart, the lungs, the whole body. Exhale. One more time, breathing in and out. Sink the hips back. Slowly lifting back up. Stepping back to plank. Hips lift back and up, down dog. And then slowly this time, inch the feet forward to the top of the mat. Body hangs heavy, forward fold. If we like ragdoll, grabbing the opposite elbow with each hand. And then the body sway a little side to side. releasing that grip if we had it, and this time slowly rolling up, one vertebrae at a time. Chin comes to chest, shoulders roll back, head lifts, mountain pose. See whatever our practice looked like so far, letting that go. Standing strong, confident, powerful in mountain pose today. International Yoga Day. From here, we're going to step wide on our mat. So really lengthen out that posture. We take that wide base. It's going to lead into our warrior series. So arms lift up. We should have our wrists stacked above each of our ankles. We're going to start by turning our left toes out. Then we're going to sink into that front leg, warrior two. Our shoulders feel tight. Both palms can rotate to the sky. Palms rotate back down. Let me take a soft gaze looking over left fingertips. Left palm to the sky, exhale, reverse warrior. Right arm hangs loose, left fingertips reach up, and then bicep a little closer to the face. Keep trying to turn the left knee out. Inhale, lift up. Front leg goes long, reach forward through the left fingertips, triangle pose. Hand can be on thigh, right fingertips to the sky. Hand on the shin, fingertips on a block, or fingertips brushing the earth. One long line, fingertip to fingertip. Body looks like it's pressed between two panes of glass. Anything going with our shoulders, it might feel better just to drop that arm behind us. You find what you need. Inhale, lift back up. Arms parallel to earth, turn the left toes in. Turn the right toes out. And then sink into that right leg. You can look behind us, finding that fingertip to fingertip connection. Tuck the hips under the shoulders. Pulling back through the right heel, pulling in from the inside of the left leg and foot. Most importantly, we breathe. Maybe dropping a little lower, maybe not. Making sure we've got a long enough base that we can stack that ankle above, the knee above the ankle. The only thing we're stacking that ankle above is the earth, right? Right palm to the sky, exhale, reverse warrior. That fall back release. Bicep comes a little closer to the face. And then inhale, warrior two, front leg goes long, triangle on the second side, left hip steps back, reach until we can reach no further, and then cascade down. Body one plane. Ever feels better on that upper arm shoulder. Always taking care of our body, first and foremost. It's about loving ourselves first here on our mats today. Or we're even capable of loving anybody else. One more round of breath, breathing into left side, heart, lungs, and chest. And then inhale, lift up. Turn the right toes back in, arms drop. And we slowly walk those feet back in. Mountain pose. Inhale, sweep out, lift up. Exhale, big, beautiful back bend. Deepest back bend of our day, of our practice. Trusting our balance way back in the heels, such a healthy movement. And then inhale, lift up, swan dive. Forward fold. Hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, lower down, hands come down. We walk the feet back to plank. And we're going to come seated one of two ways. We can drop to the knees, cross our legs behind and come seated. Or if you're feeling that extra bonus challenge at International Yoga Day, hips lift up, core engages. We find a jump through, floating the knees forward and coming to a seat. I'm going to have you make your way now to your back for our final grounding. A couple last postures. So we lay back. We start by pulling the knees into the chest, big squeeze. Rock side to side, forward and back, a few circles in one direction, and a few circles in the opposite direction. Knees, legs stay lifted. We open up the knees, legs, happy baby, hands, arms come inside the legs, hips lift up slightly. We can grab behind the knees, we can grab for calves and shins, or for the outer edges of the feet. Soles of feet facing the sky. We pull down with that strong, firm grip. Shin bone perpendicular to the earth, thigh bone parallel to it. As we open up the hips. Might feel good for a moment to point the toes to the sky and then pull them back. Find a little release in the ankle. And releasing that grip, soles of feet to the mat, outer edges, knees facing the sky, arms come out wide to the side in a T. We start by dropping knees, legs to the right. It feels good on the head and neck. You can turn it to the left. Or if it feels better, facing the sky, or gaze past the right fingertips, whatever feels good to you. Inhale back through center. Exhale, drop knees, legs off to the left. And then option to look right. Gaze point to the sky, or turning the head to the left. That's your choice. Fingertips relax. Deep, full breath in the spinal twist. Last movement of our practice. Inhale back to center. Knees, chin meet in center, and then part opposite directions. Knees, legs drop right. Head turns left. And then we follow our breath. Inhale through center. Exhale, knees, legs drop left. Float back and forth. Your breath, again, as that guide. One more time, each direction. Back to center. For our closing posture, Shavasana, which is just a rest, allowing all the healing benefits of practice to come into us. We can allow the knees to drop together in the center. This is very healing, recovering for your back. We can find reclined butterfly, or we can extend the legs out long, allow the feet to separate, toes roll out, and palms face up. So you can remain on your back, eyes closed. Breath deep. Talked about that cup before. Filling up with love, with compassion, with kindness, with forgiveness, with understanding. Seeing the positives in every person we come in contact with. Treating everyone like our brothers or sisters. Just being human at that truest sense. Reaching out to others in love, being active in our communities, showing compassion to everyone we meet. It's all those things that we fill our heart space, our cup up with here today on International Yoga Day. Just think what our world would look like, what that added exponential value would be if 1 million people did that today, if 100 million people did that today, if 1 billion people did that today. As we continue to pour out compassion, love, all humanity, the whole world, more and more people begin to join that movement. The world begins to change. Think, what could I do as one person? But the answer is more than you could ever imagine or think possible. You are that start of the movement. Love, passion, humanity. Every day we wake up, we take that first rich breath of the day. It's a sign we have more to do to reach out to the world. So you're in the space, you've got that breath in your lungs, you've got that beating heart. You are far from finished, my friend. A few quiet moments here just to breathe. To be present in this moment. First and foremost, before we do anything else in the world, we start by simply loving ourselves. Take this time and breathe. Slowly begin to deepen our breath, wiggling our fingers, wiggling our toes. By all means, if you'd like some more time just to breathe, go ahead and push pause on this video. Resume when you feel ready. And as you do feel ready, slowly begin to roll over to one side, using your arm like a pillow, pulling your knees into a comfortable position. 2 rounds of deep breath on that side. And eventually making your way back to a comfortable seated position. Focused on that long spine, that deep breath. You need to roll the shoulders up, back, and down from the ears once you arrive. And 2 deep closing rounds of breath for our practice today on International Yoga Day. Inhale, arms sweep out wide, lifting up, reaching to the sky, palms touch. Exhale, hands lower, heart center. One more time, sweep out, lift up. Biggest reach of the day, biggest breath in of the day, palms touch. Hands lower, heart center. As the hands cross the face, eyes reopen to the space around us. Back to our world where we're about ready to go out to love all humanity, have compassion and peace and forgiveness and healing, and all those ways that we first want to treat ourselves, we give that out to the entire world, to every human being. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Zack. This is another Yoga with Zack practice, International Yoga Day. If this is your first practice ever, welcome to this journey. It's so great to find healing with you and to fill all of those cups. Blessings on your day. Namaste. Hope to see everyone again soon. Go out into the world, love big, big heart, and see how you can change the world.